We are in the CBS plant, and with me is Darrell Peterson, who is the Senior Director of Manufacturing. Darrell, can you tell us exactly where are we now?
Right now, Peter, we're in the matrix department, which is the first stage of the manufacturing process. We're going to be silvering a metal part, and then we're going to go into electroplating, which is the first stage necessary for plating and pressing records.
Those are the preliminary steps taken when pressing records. Now we'll see how they are actually made.
Okay, the vinyl comes down through the hopper at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and the shape that you see is referred to as a cookie. It's sandwiched between an A and B label, and it's fed into the press. The press compresses at 1,200 pounds per square inch. It's picked up out of the press by a vacuum arm and delivers it to the flash cutter for trimming. That's the finished record. This here is the inspection department. These girls are responsible to make sure that no quality rejects get out of here. They're inspecting the records, inserting it in the sleeves, and then jacketing it for final packaging and shipping outside.
I noticed that they're doing all of this to the music of Michael Jackson.
Well, everybody's a Michael Jackson fan. What you see here is the cryovac film operation, where we put a film over the jacket as a protective coating. Then it goes over to packaging, and it gets put in cartons and shipped out to the warehouse.
All 7 of his singles have gone top 10, but the 3 singles that could be classified as number 1 across the country all had videos.
Approximately how many Thriller units have been made in this plant?
Well, Michael, as an individual artist, has the in excess of 2 million units on Thriller that I spoke about, but we have another album by him called Off the Wall, which initially sold to the 250,000 mark, but now with the interest in Thriller, there have been people going back out of the stores and picking up the first album, and it has sold gold by itself in the last month and a half and is now surpassing the 300,000 unit mark.
Do you think Michael's next album will have a hard time topping Thriller?
I think any artist will have a tough time topping Thriller because it has now reached the 27 million mark worldwide, surpassed 2 million units in Canada with 7 singles topping 500,000 units themselves. But Michael certainly has the momentum to be that artist that tops his own levels of achievement.
How long is Michael's contract with CBS?
Well, it's not for a period of time. It is, in fact, based on the delivery of albums. It is my understanding that Michael will deliver to us 5 more albums within his contract.
With us now is a man who once brought Michael to us and hopefully will do so again. Donald K. Donald, impresario.
Hi.
Hi, Donald. Donald, is Michael the biggest star?
Geez, it's always hard to make comparisons from different eras to different eras. Is Wayne Gretzky the greatest hockey player of all time? Is Herschel Walker the greatest football player of all time? I think Michael Jackson is the biggest star of all time, and the reason for that has to do with his amazing talents. Plus, I think the business is much bigger now. The radio stations have a wider demographic appeal. Rock and roll appeals to all elements, all ages, and so the business being so much bigger, more radio stations playing more hit records, it just makes Michael Jackson the biggest star there's ever been.
When booking a star of this caliber, just how much time is involved before final agreements and contracts are made up?
Well, sometimes you play an artist and it's a quick deal. They phone you up a month, 2 months before it and say, hey, we're going on tour and we want to do Montreal or we want to do any market in Canada. In this particular case, the Jacksons tour has been a cause célèbre around North America and around the world. And we've actually been negotiating and been talking to the Jackson people for over a year, year and a half. The problem that we have is that the representatives and the lawyers keep changing and the managers keep changing and the people surrounding a star and the peripheral organization surrounding a star of this magnitude keeps changing. So it's a long, tedious negotiation, but hopefully the right people will surface and we'll have the opportunity to bring the Jacksons with Michael to Canada.
But is bringing a star attraction like Michael more or less of a risk to you than, say, an artist that's lesser known?
Actually, it's a different type of risk. With Michael Jackson, you don't have any worry that you're going to sell all the tickets that you print because he just is that type of a star that whatever you can print, he's going to sell. You have things that surround the concert which are more of a risk. There's a lot more emotion. There's a lot more problems on the set. It's a gigantic production problems that may happen in the concert and on the tour. security is a major problem on a star the magnitude of a Michael Jackson. You're not worried about the tickets you can sell, but you're worried if it's an outdoor date, if it's going to rain, or you're worried exactly all the mechanisms that go into a big successful concert and how they're going to do. So it's a different type of pressure.
But security is also a big aspect of things.
Especially on a star of Michael Jackson, because the appeal of the artist is one of, he's just an idol, he's just a god to people, and emotions run very, very high and very, very thick, and you have to keep people as calm as you possibly can so they can enjoy the concert and enjoy the talent that is being presented to them. And there's a lot of pressures. It's a lot different.
Thank you, Donald.